Hello friends, I am Dr. A.U. Sutar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. In this video, we are going to learn about model number 6. The name of the model is EOS. In this model, we are going to discuss the general characters and classification of the EOS up to orders. At the end of the video, there is one assignment. So I request to all of you to solve this assignment and submit on the email ID. The email ID is ausutar@gmail.com. Welcome to module number 6, that is EOS. This module is from BSc 2nd, semester 3, Zoology, paper number 5. The name of the paper is Animal Diversity 2nd. In this module, we are going to learn about the EOS. We will discuss the general characters of the EOS and classification of the EOS up to orders. Let us discuss the general characters of the EOS. The birds are bipedal, feathered, and warm-blooded animals. Their forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs are adapted for perching, walking, and swimming, etc. The upper and lower jaws are modified into beak which lacks the teeth. That means beak is present, but there are no teeth in the beak. When you see the legs are modified for walking, hopping, grasping, perching, wading, and swimming also. Legs bear horny epidermal scales. The alimentary canal of the birds has additional chambers, that is the crop and gizzard. The respiration in the birds is takes place with the help of lungs. The lungs are spongy and inelastic. There are air sacs connected to the lungs for supplement respiration. The heart of the birds is four-chambered, and in the heart, sinus venosus is absent. The brain is better developed than that of reptiles, of which cerebrum, cerebellum, and optic lobes are quite large. The endoskeleton is fully ossified, that is bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities. Therefore, it is called as the pneumatic bones, which reduce the weight of the body. Female has usually well-developed single left ovary and oviduct. If right ovary and oviduct are present, they are vestigial, that means in the reduced form and non-functional. Many birds show sexual dimorphism. All birds are oviparous, that means they lay the eggs. Now, about the classification of the Eots or birds. The class Eots is divided into two subclasses. Number one is subclass Archaeornithids, And number 2 is subclass Neornithids. The subclass Neornithids is subdivided into 4 superorders. Number 1 is the superorder Odontognathi. Number 2, superorder Impini. Number 3, suborder Paleognathi. And number 4, suborder Neognathi. Suborder Neognathi has 22 orders, and suborder Paleognathi has 7 orders. Let us discuss subclass 1, that is Archaeornithids. This subclass includes most primitive fossil birds of Jurassic period and are known from Germany. The wings had primitive feathers. Tail feathers were arranged in a row along each side of long tail. The forelimbs were modified as wings. The beak was well developed. 13 pairs of conical socketed teeth were present in the upper jaw, and 3 pairs of similar teeth were present in the lower jaw. The skull had round cranium and a single occipital condyle. The mandible was a complex skeletal structure. This is about the second subclass, that is Neornithids. This subclass includes remaining fossil and living birds. In most of these birds, the short tail has a terminal pygostyle with semicircularly arranged feathers. In most members, the teeth are absent. The metacarpals and carpals unite to form carpometacarpals. Usually, the claws are not present in more than 2 digits. Well-developed sternum bears a distinct keel or carina. This subclass, that is Neornithids, is again divided into 4 superorders, that is Odontognathi, Paleognathi, number 3 Impini, and number 4 is Neognathi. Let us discuss the superorder Odontognathi. In this superorder, there are toothed birds and they are flightless. That means in the beak there are teeth, and these birds are unable to fly. These are marine and extinct forms from North American Cretaceous strata. This superorder has 2 orders. Number 1, order Hesperornithiformis, and the examples are Hesperornis, Baptornis, and Enaliornis. The second order is Ichthyornithiformis, and the examples are Ichthyornis and Apatornis. These are the some photographs of the examples of these 2 orders. Then about the second superorder, that is Paleognathi. These are running birds, includes flightless birds. Wings and flight muscles, they are reduced in this superorder. The feathers are without interlocking mechanism. The males are with copulatory organs, and when you see the eggs, they are large. This superorder Paleognathii has seven orders. Number one is Struthiniformis. Let us discuss the characters of this order. The head and neck and leg sparsely feathered. These birds are flightless, terrestrial, and omnivorous with small wings. The example of this order is ostrich. Then the second order is Rheoformis. In this order, larger flightless running birds of South America live in groups about 120 centimeters tall, and they feeds on vegetation to insects. When you see the foot, each foot with three front toes, and these toes are webbed at the base. Then order number three is Cajuriformis. In this order, flightless, terrestrial, running herbivore birds are included. These birds are comparatively small. These birds have comparatively small wings supported by a single digit. Wings and flight muscles are reduced. The neck and body densely feathered. Examples are emus and casuarius. The next order is Upteri- Upterigiformis. The birds, they are relatively small, almost wingless, hen-like, nocturnal, omnivorous, running birds. These birds, they search their food during the night time, and therefore they are called as the nocturnal. Their bills are long and slender, and the nostrils, they are present at the tip. Example is the kiwi. Next order is order Dinoornithiformis. The birds of this order have legs which are massive, wings are absent, and beak is very short. These birds are large, but they become extinct about 800 years ago. Next order is Epiornithiformis. In this order, the birds have wings, had wings which were relatively tiny, but legs are stout and powerful and with four toes. These birds became extinct few centuries back. The example is Epiornis. Next order is the order Tinamiformis. In this order, small runner birds are included. The sternum is keeled. The examples are Tinamou, Eudromia, etc. So you can see the photographs of these birds. Then the next superorder, number three, is Impini. These birds evolved from ancestors having wings used for both swimming and flight, and gradually changed to form an effective paddle for swimming purpose. This superorder has only one order. The name of the order is Spensiformis. In this order, the birds are modern, aquatic, and flightless. When you see the wings are paddle-like, the feet are webbed, and they have secondarily lost their flight. And the example is penguins. So this is the photograph of the penguin. Then the superorder Neognathae. In this order, modern birds with well-developed wings and fully adapted for flight are included. The beaks of these birds, they are without teeth. That means teeth are absent in the beak. When you see feet, the feet help in perching, locomotion, and feeding. The head and the eyes are comparatively large. The males have no claspers, that is the copulatory organs. This superorder Neognathae has 22 orders. Let us discuss that orders. Number one is order Gaviformis. In this order, Piscivorous sea or lake birds of North America, Europe, and Arctic, they are included. These birds are adapted for diving and swimming purpose. These birds are capable of flight also. The digits are webbed and the wings are short. The example is Gavia. Then second order is Odysseus pediformis. In this order, freshwater, argyle, compact bodied divers, and grebes they are included. These birds are almost cosmopolitan in distribution, that means they are worldwide distributed. The tail is reduced, which bears degenerated tail feathers. The examples are Odysseus, Centropelara, etc. The third order is Procellariiformis. In this order, tube-nosed, long-winged seabirds are included. They come to land only in the breeding season and build up their nest in the holes. The wings are long, narrow, and the wingspan may be over 3 meters. The examples are Diomedia and Upinus. Number 4 is the order Pelecaniformis. In this order, large aquatic birds, good divers, they are included. The legs of these birds are short, toes webbed, and beak is modified. The nostrils, they are vestigial or sometimes, in some examples, the nostrils are absent. The examples of this order are pelicans, sula, etc. The fifth order is Syconiformis. Long-necked, long-billed herons, storks, ibises, flamingos, they are included in this order. These birds mainly feeds in tropical and subtropical marshes and mud flats. The pattern of beak varies and with sharp cutting edges. The example of this order, that is Ardea, Egretta, storks, herons, etc. Here you can see some photographs of these birds. Then sixth order is Anseriformes. There are about 200 species of the swans, geese, and ducks which are included in this order, and all the birds are efficient flyers. The tongue is fleshy, legs are short, the feet is webbed, the tail is usually short and mainly feathered. The examples of this order are ducks, swans, etc. Then the next order is Alconiformes. The powerful predaceous birds like vultures, kites, hawks, falcons, eagles, they are included in this order, that is Alconiformes. They are notable for the spread of their sharp claws for catching and holding prey, and their stout hooked beaks for cutting and tearing. The examples are hawks, kites, eagle, vultures, etc. The eighth order is Galliformes. In this order, gregarious, non-migratory, ground-dwelling, game birds, then grouse, quail, pheasants, turkeys, etc. they are included. These birds are also cosmopolitan in distribution. The beaks are strong-built, arched, suitable for picking up grains or seeds. The examples are all game birds like owls, peepowls, etc. These are some photographs of these examples, that is duck, kite, and the fowl. Ninth order is Gruiformes. These are living near the shores and banks. That means these birds are generally present near the shores or the banks of the rivers. When you see the legs and the toes are long, and these birds are poor flyers. Example, cranes, bustards, common coot, etc. Tenth order is Diatrimiformes. In this order, large, flightless European and North American terrestrial birds are included. When you see these birds, they are with massive head, beak, and neck, and they lived in Eocene period. They were perhaps allied to the cranes. The example is Diatrima. The 11th order is Caradriformes. In these birds, the legs are long and wadding legs. The toes are webbed. When you see the beak is mud probing, and the examples are jacana, sandpiper, and gull. So here you can see some photographs of different birds. This is about the order number 12th, that is Columbiformis. In this order, herbivorous birds which varies in their sizes, they are included from swan to pigeon. These are grain and fruit eating birds. These birds are good flyers. Their beak is slender. The example of this order is pigeons and doves. Number 13, order Cetaciformis. In this order, loud voiced birds which are chiefly frugivorous with brilliant plumage of green, blue, yellow, or red are included. The beak of this bird is stout, narrow, sharp edged, and hooked. Examples are parrots and parakeets. The 14th order is Cuculiformis. In this order, the birds having the wings which are long and pointed. The beak of these birds is slightly curved. Many old world cuckoos are parasitic. The females lay eggs in the nest of other birds like crow or incubation and rearing of young. So this is one more typical character of this order. The cuckoos show the parasitic nature. The females of these cuckoos, they lay the eggs in the nest of other birds for the purpose of incubation and rearing of the youngs. Examples are quail, crow, etc. 15th order is Strigiformis. This order include nocturnal birds like owls which prey upon small animals at night. Head is large and round. Owl rotates its neck to look sideways. When you see the beak, it is short. The feet are adapted for grasping and the claws are very sharp. Examples are owls and owlets. Then 16th order is Caprimulgiformis. In this order, the birds have the beak which is weak, short, and hooked. These birds are insectivorous. That means they take the insects as a food material. The legs and feet are small and weak, and they are not adapted for grasping. Example, nightjars. Next order is Apodiformis, or it is also called as the Micropodiformis. The birds which are included in this order have very short legs. The feet are very small, wings are pointed, and bills small and weak. The beak and tail are very short. They feed on nectar, small insects, and spiders from the blossom. The examples are swifts and hummingbirds. Here are some photographs, that is the owls, owlets, nightjar, and the swift. 18th order is Coliformes. The birds of this order have hair-like feathers which are very soft, and the tail is also long. Usually a crest is present on the head of these birds. These birds have short legs and sharp curved claws. They live in a group of 20 to 30. Example, Coleus. 19th order is Trogoniformis. The birds of this order have the bills which are short and stout with bristles at the base. The tip of the beak is hooked and in some intended. The feathers are soft and lax, and they help in noiseless flight. When you see the tail, it is long and stiff, supports against vertical surface at the time of digging. The example is trogon. Next order is Coraciformis. The birds which belongs to this order, it show wings and legs which are short and beak is long. The nests they are built in the holes of the trees. These birds are brightly colored, and the examples are hornbills, bee-eaters, and kingfishers. So here these are the some photos of the birds, that is the Coleus, trogon, and the kingfisher. The next order is Pisciformis. These birds are insectivorous and wood borers. As they are the wood borers, their beak is very strong, long wedge shaped, and pointed. These are good climbers. The tongue of these birds is long and barbed. The example, woodpeckers and sapsuckers. The next order is Passeriformis. In this order, small perching birds or passerines are included, which are adapted to various habitats and distributed widely. All the birds are adapted for land life, and the four digits remain in the same level. These birds form a large group. The examples are the sparrow, crow, myna, bulbuls, etc. And here are some photographs. This is the woodpecker, this is the sparrow, this is the myna, etc. These are the references which are used to prepare this video. This is about the assignment number 6. There are 3 questions for the assignments. Question number 1 is, give the general characters of the class youths and describe in detail subclass Archaeornithes. Question number 2 is, Give the silent features of class Hills and describe in detail subclass Neornithes. And question number 3 is write short notes on the following. Number 1, order Gaviformis. Number 2, Coraciformis. Number 3, salient features of Neognathi. And number 4 is order Strigiformis. So you write all the answers of these questions in your notebook. Make the PDF of this assignment and submit your assignment on the following mail ID. The mail ID is ausutar@gmail.com. Thank you.